Shazam.
Hey everyone, so our story today is about Timothy, and it's from 1 Timothy 4:12. And so our first activity is we're going to make this. So basically start out by talking about, so you can write on the whiteboard, say, live, love, believe, and pure. And so that kind of summarizes that, because it's, set an example for believers in what you say, how you live, how you love, and I forget exactly. And anyways, so it's also got our verse on there. So if you've got younger ones, you don't have to do this, but still review it on the board. If you have the older ones or they want to, they can write, and they don't have to write it, they can write all over, but they can write that on there as a reminder as well of what God told us, or what Paul told, God told Paul, and then Paul told Timothy, and how we should live our lives and influence others. So you'll give them each one of these. They can just color it. And then, like I said, they can add that on there if they would like to. And then just cut it out. And they can cut, if they don't want to cut, kind of around, they can also just cut the square, And then you will give them a magnet. And then they can just glue the magnet on the back. So, of course, you're going to want the writing side facing in and the black side out, because that's the part that will stick. So you'll make these magnets. They can take them home as a reminder that we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and also as a reminder, hopefully, of those things that help us remember that we should be careful in what we say, how we live, how we love others, and just show others we believe by how we live our lives. So, anyways, and then you'll play a game if you have a little extra time. So you're going to get everybody to stand in a row. So like the person in front of each other. So you're looking at the person in front of you's back. All right, and we're going to play a game similar to telephone, but with motions. So what you'll do is the person in the very back will start, and they'll tap the person on the shoulder in front of them. They'll turn around and they'll do something like, some weird motion. They can do whatever they want. They can be like, whatever it is, they do the motion. That person turns back around, taps them, and the person turns around. So each person is looking at and trying to copy the motion. I don't even know if I can do that first one. I did again. And it was me that did it. But they're trying to copy the motion, and just like telephone, you're trying to see what you end up with at the very front person. And so it kind of just helps us think a little bit about how we influence others. So we are only, and just have a good discussion about, Timothy was young, and he was in charge of a church of people much older than him, and it probably was hard. We know it was hard on him, and it was difficult to come into that situation. But Paul was very much wanting Timothy to understand that just because he was young didn't mean he could not do it. He didn't mean that he didn't have the exact characteristics and unique capabilities to do it, and that God wanted him to do it, and that he could have influence on those people even though he was a lot younger. And you guys can too. So just make sure they understand that being young does not stop them from being able to make a difference. Thanks.